Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our free lesson number 3, getting ready for our big launch in the next couple of days for AI bubblecraps blueprint. And you know what? I know that everybody loves to see simulations and systems and all kinds of exciting game, but once again, I'm not going to do that. We will be doing a little more on the craps game itself, but you know what? I think it's so important. These videos that I do that talk about money management, that talk about mentality, and the way to approach changing your financial future and present are so important. When I do these videos that talk about the compounding and the money, I think it makes so much more of an impact than me doing some fancy 10-minute video on showing a system that makes $1 million in 5 minutes like these other YouTube channels. So this is going to be a quick video, and I think the impact from this video will be so important, especially with this module coming out in the next couple of days. I want you guys to have the right mentality, and I think I can make an impact on so much more than just showing you a system or hyping up something to do with a strategy. So what I want to talk about now is something that in the last video, lesson 2 I guess it was, that we talked about. And it's about understanding the point. It's about understanding what you're trying to accomplish and having a roadmap or a game plan. It's wonderful to be excited about a strategy and playing a strategy and making money. But it's another thing to have a mindset and a plan for what you're actually looking to do in the big run. So what you're seeing on the screen over here is called a Keikoba box. And I'm probably saying it wrong. It's a Japanese term. So I want to explain to you why I'm showing you this. I think this is one of the most amazing things for you to teach your children, but the funny thing is it will make such an impact on your own life. I own multiple ones like this, okay? And this is kind of a piggy bank, okay? And let me tell you why I'm showing you this. Because the mentality and what this teaches you is so important, and I think you can take this lesson into everything else that you do, especially casino income business planning. So a lot of people, especially in the Western world, are taught that they should aspire to be rich, right? That word, rich. They should be a millionaire. They should be rich. But nobody really talks about what that means. It's this glorified term that you have so much money that you can buy anything you want and you never have to work, and everything is just this wonderful dream of mansions and Lambos. And the funny thing is, it's such a manipulation. There's so many advertisements on YouTube and other places on the internet that try to glorify this concept of getting rich, and they dangle carrots in front of your face, whether it's tax liens, whether it's options, or some secret scheme to get you rich using crypto or stock or penny stocks or Amazon or selling things or drop shipping, whatever it may be. And they use this term that you're going to get rich, you're going to quit your job, and all your bills are going to be paid and everything's wonderful. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's a wonderful story. That's a wonderful fantasy. But that's not the approach. That's not where your focus should be. Your focus should not be on getting rich. And I'm going to explain to you how this Keikoba box works, and then we're going to talk about what this means. So this box, you can buy these boxes on Amazon. I think they even sell them on Walmart now if you go online to Walmart. And you can look them up as Japanese piggy banks, Japanese saving boxes, and things like that. You can buy all different ones. Now, the interesting thing with these little boxes is that the front here has all these numbers. And you can buy these boxes that total up to $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100, whatever it may be. And they're wonderful. And the slot at the top here is meant for you to stick in coins and dollar bills and $10 bills and $20 bills and $100 bills. So my box here is a $5,000 box, okay? So what I do is when I have an extra few dollars, I'll stick $1, $5, $10, and this box has all the way up to, I think the biggest is a $50. And then you get this little marker. And what you do is when you stick a 20 in there or a 5 in there or a 10 in there, you mark it off. And what this does is it's forced savings. That's what this Japanese savings method is. And as you are meeting these and checking off the boxes and rubbing them out here, what ends up happening is you're closer and closer to whatever that total is, okay? Whether the box is 1,000 or a 5,000. So it's a forced savings method. And it's incredible, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, and I think it teaches people how to make money. And this is how to make money with money that you already have. Instead of buying something crazy and you have an extra few dollars in your wallet, you simply put it in the box and check it off. And it's cool because every time you look at the box, you're getting closer to getting to that $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 that you can use to pay off a bill, or you can use to pay off a medical bill, or go on a trip, or whatever it may be that you're looking to save for. So how is this related to casino income? How is this related to changing your financial current situation and the future? Well, here's the thing. If you watch YouTube videos on a regular basis and you look at these little cover pictures like we use and other people use on YouTube, they're always pushing the fact that they're making $5,000 in 15 minutes, $1,200 in 10 minutes, that they turned from a miracle $200 starting point. Well, that's exciting. That's interesting. It's fun to watch. But that's not a plan. That is not a plan. And I preach to people when we do our private coaching to develop a plan to where you want to get to. Because those little fancy little get-rich things don't do you any good. So when you see those affiliate marketing things that you're going to make all this money by bringing your family and friends in and they're all going to buy these vitamins or whatever it may be, or drinks or whatever, that's not a plan either. That's smoke and mirrors. You have to start with a plan. And let's talk about what I mean by a plan. It's not about your focus on getting rich. So what we did in the last video was I showed you where you can take 1%, where you can take 2.5 and 4% a day. And I broke it down to what that systematically could mean for you in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and where you can be. Well, that's the start of evaluating a macro plan, a bigger plan. But how do you break that down? Well, I'm not going to talk about base bets on this video. I'm not going to talk about systems to get there. I'm not going to talk about money management in this video. I'm going to talk about mindset. And that's what we're going to do right now. So here's the deal, guys. I learned this years ago, and it has made such an impact on my life. And I hope this does something for you. Get away from only focusing on the pot at the end of the rainbow. Being a millionaire, being quote-unquote rich, having this American dream, right? That's not really going to help you. That's a way for these people and scammers to get you involved in things that don't make any sense, because they're dangling the carrot in front of your face that options are going to make you a millionaire, or whatever it is, or casino gambling is going to make you a millionaire, or sports betting, right? Maybe it will. But that's not the starting point. That's the problem, okay? This is what changed my life years ago. You need to establish real objectives and goals that can actually be met. Not becoming a millionaire or having a Lambo. And this is the bigger approach. So let's talk about the bigger picture first, okay? What are we really looking to accomplish? Drill down, not up. It's not being a millionaire. It's not having a mansion. It's not having a Lambo. That's not where most of us are. You know where we are? We're working 9 to 5 or worse. We're working 5 days a week or worse. We are exhausted driving to work. We are exhausted working for a boss that doesn't understand our relevance and our value to whatever we're doing sometimes. We are working at jobs that we're burned out, that we're not liking, that we don't feel connected to. And then we end up needing more money. So we end up needing a side hustle. So now not only are we working a job that's not doing what it needs to do for us physically, mentally, emotionally, but now we're taking on a second job. And that's more hours that are getting sucked out of our little lifespan, right? There's only so many years we're going to live. And now we've decided that 40 to 50 hours a week is not enough. We got to give another 10 or 15 hours to be able to make our mortgage payments or our debt or pay our credit cards or our medical bills or whatever it is, or our child's college education. So whatever it may be. And we get sucked into this environment. Then we get sucked into some type of a miracle that's going to come along, and we buy all kinds of crap and get involved with creating websites and other things and all kinds of quote-unquote businesses that everybody's doing but nobody's making any money with. Okay? Social media, whatever it is. Throw it all away. This is what you need to focus on. First, make a list of what is going on in your life right now that needs to change. This is the big picture. Number one, for many people, is the freedom of time. Getting our time back. Okay? If you're working 50 hours a week and you're 40-something years old or more, you're giving away how much of a percentage of our little lifespan is going into working a job for somebody else to make money, right? You're selling your time, as Robert Kiyosaki, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad always said. You're selling your time, right? So for me, one of the major factors is getting my time back, right? Even if I love my job, not everybody hates their job, but getting their time back, not needing a side hustle, maybe working less, maybe not working at all 9 to 5, whatever it may be, it's getting your time back. Second, and this could be in the opposite order, by the way. This is not in a set order, okay? Debt elimination. This is the big one for me, okay? And for many people. The reason that number one is happening, that you're working yourself to the bone with side hustles and jobs, is because you have no choice. Because you have a mortgage. Because you have all kinds of credit card bills. Maybe you're paying off medical bills. Maybe there's other debt that you built up along the way because of the lifestyle that they told you you're supposed to be living, even though it's above your means. Or maybe it's not your fault at all and it's due to medical problems or having to help other family members. Whatever it is. Debt elimination, for me, is number one. Number one. That's me. Maybe it isn't for you. Maybe you've done a great job in life and you don't have much debt. And then the third thing on my list is actually living. So maybe you love motorcycles. Maybe you love crochet. Maybe you collect comic books like I do your entire life. Maybe you've always dreamed about buying things and doing more in your hobby. Maybe you want to hike the trails of the Appalachian Mountains, and you just don't have the time and the money to be able to take off to do that, right? Or run with the bulls, or swim with dolphins, whatever it may be. Maybe it's travel, right? Maybe you've never gone anywhere and you've always dreamed of traveling to places and seeing things. So life objectives is another major goal, right? And last but not least on my little list is giving back. That means helping your family and your friends and your community and giving back, making other people's lives better. That doesn't mean giving money. That may mean helping with money. That may mean having more time to spend with them, teaching them how to make money, teaching them how to do other things, spreading some other message, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay? So to me, this is such an important process. Not getting rich. That's not a goal. Okay? You need specific things that you need changed in your life. Now, here's the big part and the hard part of this. Again, you look at this and you go, I understand that, Jack. I understand what you're talking about. This is nothing new. You're right. But the problem is how you try to achieve this. Through scam businesses, through just working more hours, 400 side hustles, or getting caught up in the merry-go-round of new businesses that are ridiculous. Okay? Or trying scammy trades and trying to hit the jackpot with meme coins and things like that. That's not the way to get here. It's you're trying to take a shortcut by getting to the pot at the end of the rainbow. So what I'm going to show you now, you can take and make your own. Make your own plan. Start creating game plans for yourself. That's where this all starts. All right. So creating a realistic series of financial milestones that can be achieved with a slow, methodical plan. There is absolutely no need for the lottery ticket only mentality. If you've already tried that, maybe you'll finally get off the merry-go-round. The affiliate marketing BS, the holy grail meme coin, and following the path of 10 million other people trying to get into a business selling the same crap as everybody else on eBay or Amazon. That's not going to get you there. That's trying to take a shortcut. Getting rich is not a plan. Making a plan to achieve specific goals with time frames and having the means to get there is the plan. Not getting rich. So let's talk about that, all right? So what we're looking to do, again, big picture, is have a way to eliminate debt in bigger chunks than what we're doing now. If you're paying the minimums on your credit cards or the minimum on your mortgage, it's set up for you to fail. They don't want you to pay it off because they're making their money not by the principal you're paying back, but by the interest. So the only way you can eliminate that issue is to pay more than the minimums, which means you have to make more money, right? We know that. We need to eliminate the time frame, the freedom to have more time by having to eliminate the side hustles, number one, the time we're spending on garbage, and then focus on having our time back and maybe working less if you want to work less, if you don't want to continue working your 9 to 5, if you have a 9 to 5, maybe you're retired, right? So the first thing that you need to do is to figure out and have on paper all the debts that you have, right? Your actual debt on one side of the page. On the other side of the page, figure out what's actually giving you income right now. And what are you spending time with that's not actually giving you any income? It's just the time sucker. Websites that are not working, businesses that you continue to hustle and push that are barely making you a dime, right? We want to eliminate that and get your time back because those things are not working. They're not working. So why are you putting in more and more time in them? So how do we do that? Okay. So this is what we want to talk about. The first thing we want to do here is we want to use the same concept as the Kajobi box, right? The Japanese saving box. We want to figure out a way that's a systematic approach to getting to where we want to be. Not looking at the end, the $1,000 or the $5,000. That's what happens when you fill this up. We want a plan of getting there, like this box. Well, what I learned years ago is that you need to start very slowly. Not looking at the pot at the end of the rainbow, but slowly gaining additional income that is consistent, even if it is nickels and pennies, right? Nickels and pennies. So let's talk about that. This is where that get rich nonsense goes out the window. Okay? This is where the best way I can explain this to you is that most of you have heard or maybe seen on the internet the little meme that says, would you rather have $1 million or $100,000 today, or would you rather have a penny today that doubles every single day? Right? That doubles every single day. And you've seen that the $100,000 or the $1 million is not really what you want. Because when you double the penny every day, it ends up being more money. Well, we've all seen that, but yet because of being hypnotized by the nonsense on YouTube and on the internet, we forget about that very quickly, and we want the $100,000 pot at the end of the rainbow. Give it to me quick, right? The get-rich scheme. Well, I learned that that's not the way to go. So what you want to do, and now we'll bring it into what we do here. So the courses that we have available, the digital courses that are available at Casino Income Academy, are not get-rich schemes. None of them are get-rich schemes. They are methodology and concepts that we teach that doesn't require all the BS. The selling, the websites, all the extra nonsense that you're jumping through hoops for no reason for. It's pure. It's a method. It's a system that you need to learn. You need to continue to evaluate on a regular basis. You need to use solid accounting and log how things are working in paper trading, and then when you go live, right? And consistently evaluate it. You need to have win targets that make sense, that are not lottery ticket win targets, as I've shown you in many videos. 1% return, half a 1% return, 2.5% return, or the one I did yesterday that was a little bit more aggressive, 4% return. And the reason for that is, even if you start with a small bankroll, okay, let's say you have a $2,000 starting business bankroll, right? And you're only making 1% a day. So what you're basically doing, right? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. $2,000 times 1% a day is $20, right? $20. Is this the pot at the end of the rainbow? No. No, it's not. But guess what? If you did this 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, right? Let's say that you were committed and you did this 6 days a week. 20 times 6 is $120, right? 6 days, $120. Now, you are taught that this is garbage, that this is not going to get you your Lambo or pay off your mortgage. I have already shown you on the last video and a video from about a week and a half ago, at 1%, go back and watch it, that this $20 a day, when you start to compound this, what happens? It's no longer $120 after a few weeks. It very quickly becomes $250, $300, $400. Right? You already have seen that. And think about it. You're not rich. But what would an additional $500, $400 a week do for you right now? Would it pay your car bill? Would it pay off a chunk of a credit card? Yes. Would this real money stop you from having to put in a side hustle that's not working? Putting up social media posts that are doing nothing for you? Running around to meetings and selling affiliate marketing crap? Maybe it would. Maybe it would. The point is, it's not about getting rich today and having a lottery ticket. You saw at 2.5%, starting at $2,000, $1,000, $5,000, whatever you have, whatever you can do, what that ends up being. The systematic approach, picking up the nickels and the pennies, but having a real game plan of what you're doing with it, is the key. If you have a job now, and you could allow the accumulation and the daily interest, like I've been showing you, to build without having to use this money for a while, well, that provides spectacular results, as you have seen, right, in the other videos. Maybe you don't have that ability. Maybe you need to start making this money right now. And maybe you can only go a month of letting it build. That's fine too. You can build these things into your plan. But the real story is not to try to get rich. It's try to build real income from wherever you have to start, and use the power of the compounding to be able to grow that. And what happens is, slowly but surely, you are then able to meet these objectives. Now, for me, I think debt elimination is number one. I'm going to use whatever I can to slowly eliminate monthly debt. Now, I know you're not going to eliminate your mortgage payment every month, right? You're not going to eliminate your entire mortgage, is what I'm saying. But you can work on your credit cards, medical bills, loans, whatever it may be. Okay? Little by little, this starts to shrink. And when you saw the numbers that I showed you yesterday in that other video, they shrink pretty quickly. It's not about solving your problem in 3 weeks. It's about changing your life in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. You saw where you could possibly be in a year. Stop looking at the pot at the end of the rainbow on day one, and start building milestones like our little savings box. Tiny. I'm putting $5 in, $1 in, $20 in, and sometimes $50 in. And before you know it, I cross off every single thing and I have $5,000. Learn from the Japanese savings box. Small goals are the way to quote-unquote get to where you want to be at the end. And that's by small milestones. The 1% a day, the 1.5% a day, the 2.5% a day. These are achievable milestones. Not looking to make 30% every time you walk into the casino. stop listening to the nonsense. You want to be in a different place next year? I showed you how to get there yesterday. And the only thing you need is to create real objectives to get there. And then, the only way you can do this is having the engine, the machine. So, the digital courses that we provide is the machine, right? You have to have the money printing machine that's giving you the 1%, the 0.5% a day, the 2%, whatever it is. But it's so important to not just jump to that. You need to create a life game plan like this. And I can work with you with that. You need to create a real milestone plan, right? Not just focused on learning strategies and running to the casino. That's not the plan. That's not what I want you to focus on. That's not the way to really get there, because you're just running. You're just taking information and you're running without any milestones or objectives to get there. It's just not, it's not the approach. It's not the right approach. I know it's the fun side of this. I love testing strategies for hours and hours and going through the money management on it, just like you do. But when it comes to doing this for a living, we're not playing video games here. Even though it feels like it when we're doing the simulations. If you want to really do this and use this as a 9-to-5 or a part-time income, you need to have a real game plan that really makes sense, not just the rainbow. So the digital courses and what we teach there gives some of this information, right? Because this merges into money management, of course. This is the overall life game plan. But this has to merge then with your business game plan and then narrow it down micro to the system game plan and the bankroll and the strategies and objectives. It all fits together. It's all puzzle pieces here. Okay? They're all part of the bigger picture that we can help you with. The digital courses, and the one that's coming out this week, AI Bubblecraps Blueprint, is an incredible, incredible course. It has 7 different craps / bubblecraps strategies and the money management that goes with that. But I implore you to look at that as the engine. So if you own a printing company, the machines you need to be in the business is what we're giving you in this module, right? We're giving you the Xerox machines and the computers that do all the different graphics and assisting moving things around, and the paper and the various types of paper and the cutting machines and the binding machines. We're giving you that. But if I opened up a printing business tomorrow and I got all those machines and all the computer and the software, but I had no business plan, I had no means of paying back the money that it cost me to have that space, the employees, the insurance, advertising, and the knowledge to use those machines properly, I really wouldn't have a business even though it was all sitting there. So it's putting together all the pieces in the right way, in a realistic, objective way, for you to actually get to what I showed you, that pie in the sky that I showed you yesterday. It's not about taking the strategies and the money management and running to the casino. It's about creating real game plans that can be met. If you create milestones that are ridiculous, you're never going to get there. Because you're going to be in over your head. You're going to be taking risks that don't make sense. It's the guy that has $3,000 to invest in crypto and his barber told him to put the $3,000 in Doge or Joe Blow Trump coin or whatever nonsense meme coin, because he's looking for the Holy Grail return and he's looking to get rich. That's not the way to get there. The way to get there is this. And that's by small milestones. Small milestones. The 1% a day, the half of 1% a day. Because if you can get to where you want to be to achieve your real life goals, do you need to be there in a month or 2 months? If that's the case, you need to reevaluate. You have your whole life ahead of you. And if it takes you a little longer to get there, but you actually can get there instead of the smoke and mirrors nonsense, don't you want to get there? That's the point. Consistent, slow, methodical approach that has it broken down to daily, and then even below daily, session and mini game objectives. All the way down. If you're going to play 3 sessions in a day, and your objective is to make 2% for the day, I want you to break down what 2% a day is divided by 3. The more you break down the bigger picture that we have here, these big goals, and then drill down. And that requires the strategies and the money management evaluations. That's focused on the machine, right? That's the machine evaluation. That's the toolbox that we talk about. What's going into the toolbox for roulette, for baccarat, for craps, whatever it is. Now you've got that down. You've got the strategies that you've tested down. You know the money management that you want to utilize, and it's all sitting there. The machines are there. Now, it's in your toolbox. You've got to now break down the next steps to continue to drill down. You go from the big here to the next big, which is the strategies and the money management in the toolbox, the machines to get there, the assets, the asset classes you're using, right? Your trading vehicle. And now you drill down, now that you have the vehicle that you're comfortable with, but you've done all that testing with the strategies and the money management, and now you're going to drill down from there to the daily systematic approach. That's how you get there. The milestones need to be makeable, like the Kokobi box. If I had these little things here, and every one of these said $250, that's a lottery ticket. How long would I take to put in all those boxes if they were $250? It's not a milestone. That's not a real milestone. That's why they're $1 and $5 and $10 and $20. Those are real milestones. So when you do your casino income business and you're really planning this out and you want my help with this, you can purchase the digital course, the AI bubblecraps blueprint, or any of our other courses, and we can help you create the game plan, the box. So start narrowing down your goals and objectives. Not to get rich, but to pay off a bill. To pay your car bill every month from this extra income. Maybe pay your mortgage payment in a few months. Your rent. Eliminate the side hustle. And then maybe you'll be at the point where you're starting to make money that starts to get a percentage of your 9-to-5 job. Maybe now you're earning 10% of what you earn in your paycheck. And then it's 15% of what you normally earn in your paycheck. And little by little, this business is making you as much as your paycheck. And before you know it, your paycheck is the side hustle. That's really the objective for many people. And then you make the determination if you really want to give your 40 or 50 hours up anymore. Because all these other things are there for you. And you can spend more time with the things that really mean something during our life. But that's on you. But you don't get there tomorrow. You get there by having milestones that make sense. Not looking at videos that tell you that you're going to make $1 million at the roulette wheel in the next 5 days. I'm here to help. AI Bubblecraps Blueprint is coming out in the next couple of days. The cost of that module I have held down. It is worth 10 times what we're charging for it. There's 7 systems in there. Very little effort, and you have paid back the cost of that module. That's the reason I did it the way I did. So if you are spending all kinds of ridiculous money on trading systems and all kinds of other nonsense, where some guru is telling you you're going to make $1 million by doing Kindle books and competing with 8 billion other people selling Kindle books or whatever it is, or take a look at how long it takes you to even make back that money. And the problem is, a lot of those are charging you for something that's an ongoing subscription. You're never paying it back. The money that we charge for our courses, if you're serious, is made back very, very quickly. I don't care what your bankroll is. It doesn't really matter. The money comes back in your hands very, very quickly. So we're doing the best we can to make everything possible for anybody in any country, in any walk of life, no matter how much money you have. We're trying to do this to help as many people as possible. If you want a discount code to get this even cheaper, the AI Bubblecraps Blueprint, that's all you need to do is become a student for absolutely free, which means you're subscribing to the Casino Confidential newsletter, which is worth its weight in gold anyway, because we give so many free things, it's ridiculous there, information. Go to casinoincomeacademy.com if you haven't already. Go ahead and click on any of the Get Enrolled or Get Started buttons and provide your email address, and you're going to lock into the newsletter. With that, you gain access to the discount codes. With that, you gain access to, by the way, we're giving away $200 discount, real $200 discount on a hotel discount card. Everybody that signs up is getting the email for that. So I can't do any more to get you to have the ability to buy any of the graduate level courses, those digital courses, including the new one that's coming out. It's basically, it's almost free. If you utilize the $200 hotel card, you're getting $200 off your hotel stay all over the world. Okay? So I'm doing everything in my power to make this available to everybody. So I hope you really take advantage of it. And I hope you take advantage of the fact that it's not just the course. If you need assistance creating a game plan, going over those individual strategies, working with you on your toolbox, the money management, the game plans, bankroll builder plans to build up using the casino's money to keep upgrading the base bets. That's how the compounding works. We're here to help you. We're here to do those private coaching sessions and mentorship programs. I'm here. Reach out, whether it's for you, a friend, or a family member, that shows an interest in wanting to do this. And I promise you, I will do everything in my power to help you. So we'll see you on the next free lesson. We're going to get right back into the craps stuff so that you guys feel comfortable with the game, the asset of craps, so that when you do purchase this module this week, that you already have a head start on the game itself and understanding it and not being nervous about anything whatsoever. We're going to talk about in the next video the different types of craps. There's multiple different variations of craps that are currently available, which is great. And we're going to tell you why that's such a powerful thing. We'll see you on the next video, guys. I wish you the best. Whether you're involved here, I just hope I made an impact on looking at life a little differently when it comes to getting rich. Don't get rich. Get comfortable. Get your time back. Build from the bottom up. And one day you'll wake up and you'll say, oh my God, I guess this is what it is to be rich. I don't have any debt. I have my time back. And I can spend time with my friends and my family and do all the hobbies and the traveling that I ever wanted. But that's not the goal. That is the big goal. But to get there, you need a roadmap of small milestones. We'll speak to you on the next video. Have a great day.